Okay, intro 56. Let's take a look at this. So, the number of students studying science at university is constantly declining. Two-part question. What do you think of the causes of this? What effects will this have on our society? Okay, two-part question then. Cause and solution. Well, cause and effect. So let's have a look. How can we paraphrase this? Well, you can change the word form, as we've said. Decline, constantly, or constant, number of students, student numbers, universities. You could maybe do it tertiary education, tertiary, which means the same. So there's a few different things that you can use there. Now, once we paraphrase the topic, we have to briefly answer the questions. I think most people have said, and I think that's what I did in my introduction, we'll have a look in a second, this is mainly due to lack of opportunities for jobs after study. So what might the main effect be? This might lead to a reduction in research, because if there's a shortage of numbers of people in science, and that's bound to have some kind of knock-on effect eventually in research. So there's a constant decline in science student numbers at universities. In my view, this is due to other subjects offering more employment opportunities. So I've answered question 1, which, question 2, might lead to a reduction in the research being carried out. So you can do it in one sentence, as I have done there. You can do it in two, the effect is blah, blah, blah. But that works fine. So 2 sentences there. Okie doke. Now, let's have a look, see what you've done. The number of students who are studying science at universities is persistently, that's not the same as constantly, persistently decreasing. I believe this is the case because people are consistently discovering new hobbies. What's your hobby got to do with your major at university? I'm not quite sure what that's got to do, what this has to do with that. Which is affecting our society positively, since these constant changes can satisfy our needs in non-previously imaginable ways. You mean in previously non-imaginable ways? No idea what that means. So persistently is not the same as constantly. And hobbies, what's that got to do with your choice of major? Apart from nothing. And I have no idea what that is talking about. So we'd have to read the rest of the essay, but the examiner reading this would be none the wiser about where that essay is going. Currently, the number of students choosing science to study in higher education, in higher or at? Right, at the level of, or simply in higher education. You can see how that is good as a paraphrase for university. It's continuously, which is not the same as constantly. Continuously, find a dictionary. Continuously is not constantly decreasing. I think this is probably, missing verb, is probably because these fields are demanding, as well as fewer labour market opportunities. I think that's what you mean. Fewer labour market opportunities, or jobs, in other words. Why can't you simply say jobs available for science graduates, which can cause a lack of employees in these fields in society in the long term. Okay, not too bad. The number of students who decide to study science at university is decreasing steadily. That's good. In my opinion, the difficulty of these majors and the low salary for graduates are the main reasons why people should. Oh, yeah. Believed. Oh, very good. Very good. Very good. No further comment. That will do the job fine. Fewer number of students. Fewer. A fewer number of students. Or simply say less. Fewer number of students attend universities for acquiring scientific knowledge. Acquiring scientific knowledge. Well, you can acquire lots of different scientific. What science are you talking about? Acquiring scientific knowledge. Why not simply say studying day after day, which is largely due to the requisite hard work, or don't you have any hard work in other subjects associated with studying science? It's long-term achievable outputs. What does that mean? Long-term achievable outputs, such as money. No idea what you're talking about. You mean the low wages or salary paid to scientists? Why didn't you say that to make it clear? No, it's not. No, it's not conclusively. No, it's not. You can't prove that. Don't use absolutisms. That this would decrease, you could say, in my view, or I believe, or it might be said, but you can't say this is conclusively. You can't prove that. That this would decrease the level of knowledge and wisdom in society, and a number of skillful professionals like engineers or engineers. That's not science, is it? Engineering is not science. Isn't science like, I don't know, physics? I don't know, biology, physics, or chemistry, those kind of things. I don't know. I mean, my major is social science. I've got no idea. But engineers? What's that got to do with science? Nowadays, more and more students are majoring in subjects other than science. Okay. So I can see how he's turned that round. Instead of saying less students are majoring in science, more and more students are majoring in other subjects. I personally believe that main for this is employment opportunities. Okay. Major impacts like lack of advances in science subjects is inevitable. Okay, yeah. Not too bad. Not bad at all. No further comment there. Very good. There is a constant decline in the number of science students at university. I think the main cause is that other subjects such as art are more appreciated and valued than science in the community. And this trend will lead to a sharp decline in, not on, watch your prepositions, in the number of scientific research and studies. Okay? Good. It's true that the level of doesn't say anything about motivation. Motivation may or may not be a factor. Doesn't say anything about that. What does it say? Again, add nothing, omit nothing. Studying science doesn't say anything about motivation. Sometimes people go because their parents want them to. It's nothing to do with motivation. It's true that the level of students' motivation towards science learning doesn't really say that either. It specifically says student numbers at uni, which is not what that says. That's not the same as student enrollment numbers at university. That's not the same. Continuously, again, not the same as constantly, decreasing due to a variety of reasons. Well, you don't need to say that, just simply end it there. Then tell me the reasons. You've got 2 questions to answer. Yeah, 2 questions to answer, which are essentially why. Why are student numbers at uni taking science, why are they going down? Why? What's the causes? And what effect will this have on us as a society? Where are we? Okay, since science education plays an important role to ensure us are ready to face challenges, what's it got to do with globalization? irrelevant. Doesn't answer the question. Doesn't answer the question at all. It's true that the numbers of students who study science, reduced gradually. Reduce what? The students reduce themselves? What does that mean? Have gradually. Reduced is not declined. It's kind of similar. I don't want to. Can I say it's declining? Yeah. Have gradually declined, because it says in the rubric constantly declining. So we can change it. Change the verb form. Have gradually declined. That's good. And this tells me nothing. What's that tell me? Answer the question. What's the reason? What's the effect? That it's a waste of words. Tells the reader nothing. The number of science students is steadily reducing. Reducing is not quite the same as declining. Nowadays, in my opinion, it is directly related to job opportunities. So, a decrease in will affect in the near future. Now, you see the difference between this one and that. That one tells me nothing. This one tells me its answers for questions. Question 1, less jobs. Question 2, will affect society. It could tell me how, a little bit better, what the effect will be. It doesn't really say what that will be. Will it be a positive effect? Presumably a negative one. So that could be a little more specific, but still, that's what you need. Sentence 1, we state the topic. Sentence 2 or 3, also 2, if you want to do it as I did, answer the questions. Where's it going? Science student numbers, university, are continuously decreasing. Continuously is not the same as constantly, but still, okay. Continuously decreasing. The reason behind this could be the importance of studying engineering rather than science. Okay. A lot of impact, less producing knowledge. You mean less production, but don't you mean of scientific knowledge? Because knowledge is still being produced, just not in science. In the long run, I believe that this trend will result. It's not happened yet. In a lack of scientists and researchers, which is a bad thing, presumably. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. So, okay, it's not too bad. Not too bad, doesn't answer the question. No idea what that means. Doesn't seem to answer the question. Okay, that's not bad. Watch your prepositions. That's pretty good. We could take that out and that would work. That's pretty good. Good. It's not good. Just spell out what you mean. In other words, jobs. Okay, and that's not bad. A little bit off topic. Hobbies. What's that got to do with your major? And what does that mean? So that needs a bit of reworking. Okay. So all in all, not too bad. Just have a quick look back at mine. There's a constant decline in science student numbers at universities. Boom. Restate the topic. Answer question 1. Employment. Answer question 2. That's it. That's all that you need. Okay. See you next time for number 57.